Welcome back to the Swang Low Podcast Show. It is yours truly, Do Rock Creek. What's happening with all my people out there in the free world today, man? I hope everybody is having a very blessed morning. I hope your day is blessed and productive. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing something constructive with your time out there, man. Look, hey, before I jump into the story that I'm about to tell y'all, and I'm not gonna hold y'all up too long because I'm gonna try to keep it short, sweet, and you know what I'm saying, to the point. You know what I mean? Because me and Golden got another show lined up for later on today, probably around 1:30, somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying? We got some real juicy topics for y'all. She got some stuff that she definitely wanted to present to the round table, as far as the things that's going on in the headlines, you know what I mean? And that I find to be very interesting. We got some good stuff coming. So be sure to tap into that one, man. But I wanted to do this one to run this little story by y'all. It's about one of my young homies from my hood. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned him yesterday on the show. All right, we back, we back. Excuse the interruption, man. The technical issue still exists. We're gonna try to fight through it. You know what I mean? But thank you all for your patience. You know what I'm saying? We ain't went nowhere, but like I said, we ain't gonna be here too long. I just want to run the story down to y'all real quick. It's a story about my young homie. I mentioned him yesterday. In the show that I did, you know what I'm saying? He was in the cell with me, my young homie BULLROC. You know what I mean? Shout out to BULLROC. You know what I mean? Look, when BULLROC got to Corcoran State Prison with me back in he got there in 2013, I believe, right? 2013, Corcoran State Prison, SADF. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, I had got him in the cell with me. We was doing our thing. Then we ended up getting caught up, got caught with a lot of weed and tobacco, ended up going to the hole. Now, and I told y'all we went to the hole, but once we got out the hole, we were still cellies for a short period of time, and then we ended up getting separated, right? So they moved him to the other side of the yard. I stayed on the side where they had placed us at once we got out the hole. So bam, he ended up in the cell with the homie Baby Reg from Raymond. Shout out to Baby Reg from Raymond Avenue Crip. You know what I'm saying? That's the homie right there, a real rider. You know what I'm saying? I liked him and had a lot of respect for him. So did BULLROC. You know what I'm saying? Now, him and Baby Reg, now, see, I'm the type of dude, when I got my young homies around me, I really like for them to be, us all to be together, you know what I'm saying, and not spread out everywhere, you know what I mean? So if something pop off, we all there together, you know what I mean? So anyway, him and Baby Reg ended up being cellies, of course. I tried to get the homie back with me, but him and Baby Reg, they was over there thugging, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't press the issue. He wanted to stay over there with bro, and that's what he did. So bam, which was cool, which was fine, because they, like I said, they was thugging. So while he's over there with Baby Reg, you know, a situation had occurred where some dude, he was another Crip, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say his name or where he was from, but he was definitely another Crip. A situation occurred where dude had done some very disrespectful, he committed a very disrespectful act as far as trying to reach out to the homie's girl. You know what I'm saying? So bam, I run into BULLROC in the visiting room. So he run it by me. He like, look, bro, this dude did some disrespectful stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to max him out. Point blank, period. So I'm like, ooh, I'm like, all right. He like, don't trip, I got it. You know what I'm saying? And man, hey, see, this was the first one. You know what I'm saying? Now, you got to remember, BULLROC had ended up in Corcoran State Prison because the prison that he was at before there, he had maxed out another dude bad. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he had ended up getting kicked out that prison and sent to where I was at. So bam, fast forward to that situation with old boy, he brutalized this dude, bro. And of course, they was on the other side of the yard. So after the situation had occurred, it's a number of people that came and told me what had happened, what they seen with their own eyes, because they was right there in the day room. The whole thing went down in the day room, right? And they told me, they was like, man, they said, look, they said he beat this dude so bad to where once the police realized what was going on, they start shooting at him, shooting the block gun. The block gun is uh, really, the block gun is used as a warning before they start shooting the real guns. You know, they got mini 14s in the gun towers in the California level 4 state prisons. So before they start utilizing lethal force, is what they call it, they're going to utilize the block gun. The block gun typically is made up of wooden bullets, either wooden bullets or they got these rubber like propellants that shoot out. They will mess you up. I got hit with the block gun quite a few times, you know what I'm saying? And it split me open, bust me open where I had to get stitches. Some people lost eyes, you know what I'm saying? You get hit in the wrong place with them block guns, you gonna feel it, I promise you. So anyway, while he's beating this dude, they start shooting the block gun at him, right? So people was like, man, BULLROC picked this, he beat him, dude is out of it. So he picking this dude up, blocking the shots. They trying to shoot at him. He's using this dude's body. You know what I'm saying? So not that he just get beat up, but he's getting hit with all these blocks. You know what I'm saying? So bam, they had to take this dude out on the ambulance. He was all looking like the Elephant Man, beat badly, man. So that was the first one, right? So BULLROC ended up making his way back over to where, to the side, to my side, to the building and all that, man, right? So bam, he ended up in the cell with an older homie from the set, named Q, right? Q was an older dude, cool, you know what I'm saying? Been down a number of years, you know what I'm saying, and all that. So, you know, he was an older dude, you know what I mean, from New Rock. So bam, they in there chilling, you know what I mean? And I don't think that there's gonna be any problems between these two, you know what I'm saying? But something ended up happening, you know what I mean? I'm to this day, I'm not really sure, you know what I'm saying? A homie came and told me, BULLROC came and told me that, you know, he wasn't living right in the cell. Just put it that way. So bam, the night that this situation happened between them two, now Q, I always joke around with him, mess with him, you know what I'm saying? He'll shoot his little jokes or whatnot. Like we had that type of relationship, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not thinking, you know, anything is gonna happen this particular day. So bam, right, he's out working. He was a porter. He worked inside the building like I did, but he worked at night. I worked in the morning. So that night, right before his shift was up, he stopped by my cell, right? And asked me, was I all right? So me being who I am, always messing with this dude, clowning and joking with him, I looked at him, I said, is you all right? Just like that, right? With like a smile, like a smirk on my face. I'm like, is you all right? So he looked at me like, man, and he shot off and went inside the cell. When he go inside the cell, he ain't in there no longer than 3 minutes. No longer than 3 minutes before you hear, oh, all right, all right, all right, it's me, all right. And then you don't hear nothing else. So then I'm like, what the hell? Me and the homie Hog, me and Hog from Evil Side was cellies at that time, right? So we in the cell tripping. This is loud. That commotion was loud. Everybody in that section heard it. You know what I'm saying? So me and the homie looking at each other like, what the fuck? So I'm standing at the door, and like a minute later, Q come down to my cell, like stumbling, holding his face. And he came and he asked me, he said, what was that for, homie? And I looked at him, I'm like, huh? He like, what was that for? I'm like, what are you talking about? What happened? He like, man, I went in the cell and, you know, next thing I know, I was out. Right? So I'm like, man, I'm like, really? So he like, yeah. So he's holding on to his face. He's thinking in his head that I had something to do with the homie doing that to him for whatever reason. I don't know what put his mind. I guess because right before he went in, I got at him the way that I did, but it was joking. You know what I'm saying? I always mess with bro like that. You know what I mean? So I wasn't thinking. I didn't know that was gonna happen. None of us did. You know what I'm saying? So whatever disrespectful thing or act that he did to the homie, you know what I'm saying? Hey, only them two knew. Only them two knew the real. You know what I'm saying? So bam, you know, we have a meeting, we talk it out, and it's left alone, right? That's the second one. So bam, I get at the homie BULLROC. I'm telling him like, cause he in the cell by himself for a minute, you know what I mean? And I'm telling him, I'm like, hey, bro, I'm like, look, if you happen to get another cellie and you feel like you're not feeling them, or you know what I'm saying, like it ain't gonna work out, let me know so I can get them up out of there with you. You know what I mean? So he like, all right, all right. So bam, little time go by. He tell me one day, he like, hey, I'm finna move this dude. It was a dude from Oakland, right? He's like, I'm finna move dude in the cell with me. So I'm like, him? He like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know about that one, bro. Like, why him? He like, he cool. He a cool older dude and this and that and blah, 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 right? So, you know, we usually don't go in the cell with Bay Area dudes like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bay Area dudes usually go in the cell with they homies, and you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna really find too many Crips that's gonna go in the cell with people that's not Crips. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like that. So it kind of threw me off when he told me that he was gonna move this dude in the cell with him, right? So I'm like, you sure, bro? He like, yeah, he cool. You're cool over the dude and this and that and blah, 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 right? So I'm like, all right, bro. So bam, he go in there. And things was cool for, for however long, they was in the cell together. And again, I remind the homie BULLROC, I'm like, look, if you feel like, it ain't working out between you, let me know so I can get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to keep having confrontations with dudes like that, right? So he like, all right. So bam, little time go by, like I said. Then I'm out working this morning. This one particular morning, I'm out working, and I'm the one that's passing out the food to everybody to each cell. So when I go by their cell, it seemed like a normal morning. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like that. So give them their food. I move on to the next cells. Bam, bam, bam. Probably like 5 cells down, it's a door that leads you into the next section. The building is sectioned off in 3 different sections. So we was in A section. So when I go through that door, I end up in B section, right? Which is probably like 5 or 6 cells down from BULLROC cell. As soon as I walk through that door, I hear right? So the police is walking with me. So he turned around, he run back to the door. He tell me, stay right here. He run back to the door. So I'm looking, I'm trying to see. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, man, I hope that ain't the homie. I hope that ain't the homie, man. And sure enough, they try to close the door. So bam. But they got the window in the door. So I'm looking through the window and sure enough, they at the homie cell, man. They bring him out. The dude from Oakland is so beat up so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like bad, bad, right? So now, after all this go down, so me and the homie, I'm like, what the hell? What the fuck? Like, we trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying? Like why it took place. But we not able to find out until they bring them back. So they end up bringing the dude from Oakland back first. Oh my God. Now, it was probably like 15 dudes from the Bay Area in that building, right? And typically if something's going on with one of their homies or with one of ours, we'll take it to the respectful person and, run it by them and let them take care of their own. You know what I'm saying? If it's a situation. But in a situation like that where you're actually housed in the cell with somebody, you can't always get the opportunity to do that. So anyway, the dude from Oakland come back, man. I'm the first person to see him when he come to the door. So he was so beat up. He had big lumps all over his face. His eyes were swollen shut. You know what I'm saying? His whole face was mangled bad. You know what I'm saying? His whole face mangled bad, bro. So he like, what happened? So I'm like, I don't know. Y'all was in the cell together. You tell me what happened. He like, man, he like, I guess he had a cell phone in there. You know what I'm saying? And I guess he was on his phone and he was up on the top bunk. And BULLROC always ate in the same spot every day. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the dude was sitting up on the top bunk with his feet hanging over off the bed, and I guess stuff was falling off his feet into the homie's food, right? And I guess he had a talk with this dude about sitting like that. You know what I'm saying? To where stuff was falling off his feet down on him. So you know what I mean? I guess being that he had talked to this dude about sitting like that, he felt like I'm not gonna keep telling this dude the same thing. Like you doing this, you're not paying attention, you on that phone, you're not paying attention, bro. You know what I'm saying? So dude from Oakland say he had hopped off his bed, he had walked by the door, and next thing you know, lights out. You know what I'm saying? When he woke up, he said he was still pleading, like, please stop beating me, please, please, please. And then the police came. You know what I'm saying? And saved him, right? So I'm like, man, the whole time while he's sitting there talking to me, I'm looking at his face like, wow. So he like, man, I can't let my homie see me like this, man. You know, I guess he had like a little status within the Bay Area car. You know what I'm saying? And he was real concerned about what they was gonna think once they seen how messed up his face was. You know what I'm saying? And you know what the circumstances was behind that happening, right? So I'm telling him, I'm like, look, at the end of the day, bro, y'all was two grown men inside the cell. So whatever took place, you gonna have your side of the story, he gonna have his. I'm pretty sure, you know, he's gonna come back and he's gonna let me know what it was and why that took place. You know what I'm saying? So he like, man, I can't walk out like this and this and that. So I went and tried to find me some shades. You know what I'm saying? The shades wouldn't even fit his face right. It was just, man, you know what I'm saying? So he ended up leaving, you know what I mean? Then they brought the homie BULLROC back, you know what I'm saying? And I'm asking, I'm like, bro, didn't I tell you to come holler at me if you felt like, you know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, I know, but I had talked to this dude about that situation before, bro. And on top of that, I think he said the dude was in there uh uh stealing stuff from him, going in his property, taking shit, right? Which is something you don't do with nobody, whether you in the cell with a homie or not. Like you don't touch nobody else's property in the cell, period. Not unless they give you the green light to do so. So bam, I'm like, damn. I'm in my mind, I'm like, he can't have no more cellies, man. He can't. We can't let nobody else go back up in there with him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's mangling dudes. He ain't just beating them and a punch you. He is brutalizing you. He's knocking you out, waking you up, knocking you out again, man. And you're not going to be the same, period. Okay, so that situation happened. Bam. Then I'm not gonna say this homie's name because this is actually a homie, you know what I'm saying, from our car. But another homie going to cell with BULLROC, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't from Durock, but he was out of our car, out of the SGV, the San Gabriel Valley car, you know what I'm saying? And he going to sell with BULLROC and they thugging it out. Now, with this particular person, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say he was extra'd out like that, but it's just I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But they end up sellies, right? They was in there for a minute. Bam. This particular day, I'm in the cell chilling. And that person is at my door, right? And he is running down to me like, you know, how they functioning in the cell together. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy because while he's describing what's going on between them two, I'm in my head, I'm like, you really don't need to be in there with him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not gonna turn out good. Period. I swear to God, this is what I'm thinking while he's talking. So bam, once he's done telling me what he's telling me, he go back in the cell for whatever reason, like seconds after that, right? He ain't in that cell no longer than a couple of minutes before you hear, right? And you hear him in there, clear as day, begging and pleading for his life. Please stop, it's me, BULLROC, it's me, it's me. Right? Now, from what I gathered from all the beatdowns that bro done put on these dudes, he blacks out. He blacks out. Now, and what you got to know about the homie, he is a big, wide dude, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go find a picture of him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Put on the thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure I have his approval running this story by y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because this is already documented stuff. He's been out of prison. You know what I'm saying? Living a very, very productive life with his wife. Had a baby girl. Congratulations to you and your wife, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he put all the prison stuff behind him, man. He put a lot of stuff behind him. I'm real proud of the young homie because he's doing his thing. He living his life. And, you know, I don't see that anger in him like I used to. He's out. He's living his life. He's back to his life. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, and look, I went in the cell playing with him one day, man. This how big and strong this dude is. He's wide. He's wide. You know what I'm saying? Big old wide, strong, fast nigga, right? I go in there playing with him. We trying to wrestle around with him, man. This dude didn't even have no shoes on, bro. I couldn't move him. I couldn't move him at all. I'm a tall, skinny dude, right? But I'm strong. But it wasn't no moving him at all. The nigga, one arm, I'm holding on one arm, and this nigga got me flying all over the goddamn cell. I'm here, I swear to God, right? And then Sally called himself trying to, he like, nah, move, I got it. He like, move, I got it, right? This nigga throwing me all over the goddamn place. So I can only imagine, right? When he blacks out and he get on you, oh my God. Oh my God. See, me and Baby Reg, the homie Baby Reg from Raymond, we the only two that didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? We the only two. Everybody else, man, they got mangled. And I'm not putting no extras on it. And anybody that was in Corcoran sat F with us in 2013 when he got there, ask him. Hey, it was a lot of PDLs there. You know what I'm saying? And I used to deal with a lot of them and shit. There was a couple of young ones there too that I messed with. And I remember like one of them, right? He used to be on this shit. He used to be on this shit. He was one of the ones and shit that would go and max out one of their homies. And when it was time to put in work, he was one of their ones. You know what I'm saying? And I used to fuck with him. So bam, I remember one day we all chilling. And I'm messing with him. I'm like, so I said, would you get down with this dude right here? Like, what? Maxine. I said, what about this dude? Maxine. I point to BULLROC. I said, what about him? He looked. Mm-mm. I said, no. Nah. He said, mm-mm. Mm-mm. Right? I swear to God, right? And this little nigga's a rob. I ain't taking nothing away from him. You know what I'm saying? Rival, gang enemy or not. You know what I'm saying? But when it came to, and it was a lot of people that felt like that about the young homie. You know what I'm saying? Like he what, you know, when he got on one, he blacks out, bro. You know what I'm saying? I done got into a ride with him. You know what I'm saying? When we got into it with the Bay Area dudes, you know what I'm saying? Which, by the way, we tore him up in the day room in Cortland, SATF. You know what I'm saying? I talked about that story too, involving me, the homie BULLROC, Baby L Dog from 99 Mafia, you know what I'm saying? The homie Hog, Evil Side, you know what I mean? It was a number of us out there that day, man. They got towed up. But anyway, yeah, so bam. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. So he mangled the homie, right? Dude in there begging, pleading, please, no more, it's me, stop, it's me, right? So bam, police run up there, snatch him out. I'm standing in the cell just shaking my head like, damn, man, right? That one I was tripping because it was a homie. You know what I'm saying? It was a homie, bro. So I felt bad for that one. You know what I mean? So I believe they took BULLROC and moved him, right? And the homie went to the hospital. You know what I mean? And he was out at the hospital for a few days, and then he ended up making his way back, but he ended up in a different building. So I made my way over to the building when he got back, and I'm asking, I'm like, man, what happened? He like, because I'm thinking when he was at my cell talking to me about uh um you know what was going on inside the cell between him and BULLROC. I'm thinking BULLROC might have heard because our cell was just like his cell was like a few doors down from mine. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking BULLROC might have overheard this nigga talking, because I swear, right after he left my door and went in the cell, minutes later, that's when it happened. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I mean? But he was telling me, he was like, man, as soon as I went in the cell, um, he said he walked in, and next thing you know, bam, BULLROC was on it. You know what I'm saying? Maxed him out. He said he pleaded with him. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't, he wasn't trying to hear nothing. It was just all work, no play. So I was like, damn. I said, so you didn't say nothing, bro? You didn't. He's like, man, I didn't, but like I said, it's always two sides to every story, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, so that happened. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that was the last one. That was the last beatdown that Bro put on somebody before he ended up leaving that prison. You know what I'm saying? We both ended up leaving that prison like soon thereafter. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Again, shout out to the homie BULLROC. You know what I'm saying? Love and respect to the young homie, man. The times me and him was together, man. Like I said, as soon as he got there, I gave him some OG Kush. We stayed blowed every day. We was making our money, had made a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, doing our shit, up until we went to the hole, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I just wanted to tell y'all that story, man, about my young homie, who, like I said, again, living a productive life. He's free in society now, you know what I mean? But man, in the jailhouses, he terrorized. He terrorized, and it wasn't just no simple beatdowns. You're gonna get that beating and you're gonna remember it. You might wake up shivering, thinking about that beatdown. I know I would if it happened to me, like it happened to them dudes. Oh my God, manglement. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get up off this thing, man. But make sure y'all tune in. Me and Golden will be back on here probably around 1 something. You know what I'm saying? Tune in. We got some good stuff coming to y'all. She, of course, always find the bomb topics, what's going on around the world. You know what I'm saying? So please be sure to tune in. We will be right back at y'all at this round table, man. I love and appreciate you all for stepping back to this round table. Y'all stay blessed out there. Make sure you stay hydrated. It is hot. Do not leave your kids and pets in no hot cars, man. Make sure they stay hydrated as well, man. You know what I mean? To the next time we meet at this round table, I love and appreciate you all, man. Y'all stay safe out there. Golden, I love you, beautiful. We back on this thing later on. You know what I'm saying? Be ready. We'll be here. To the next time we come back to this round table, y'all stay safe. Triple gang.